So, well, Radjabov has to make 5 moves to get to the time control, and they need to be good ones. Rook g6. In the meantime, have we had any moves from McShane? Yes, McShane did play king g7 after rook check. I presume Tomaszewski is going to make a draw. Let's have a look. Has it finished yet? Tomaszewski's thinking about it. McShane is stretching, and yeah, I think they both know it's going to be a draw. They're both trying to mate with just a rook. Their queen's being pinned. It's just not going to happen. So when that game finishes, we will leave the Carlsen game and go to the press conference. And I would expect perhaps, it's hard to say, but probably the Carlsen game will go a bit beyond that, but you never know, because I think Radjabov's position has been deteriorating move by move, but that's been true for the last 30, 35 moves, and it has been very, very impressive display. If anyone wants to know why it's worth learning endgame technique, this is an example fit for a Shereshevsky book. It really is, perfect planning. King wandering one way, wandering the other. It's not 100% sure he's winning, but I am 95% sure that he is going to win. So I've seen too many Carlsen wins like this, and the level required to hang on, I've seen Anand hang on, but very few others have managed to withstand the Carlsen once he gets a position like this. Alexei Shirov is one player who Carlsen has regularly ground down. He took a nothing much endgame against Topalov, I recall, in Nanjing, and won it. In fact, in the end, Topalov just blundered, but by then he was under a little bit of pressure. Carlsen is a pressure player. He makes you think nothing's happening. He's in fact a true descendant of Ulf Andersson, another great Scandinavian player. The only difference between Andersson and Carlsen is that Carlsen knows how to say no to draw offers. But both of them really like playing chess. They really like pushing to see if they can turn a tiny advantage into something a bit bigger. And here, well, Radjabov, how much time has he got left? 2 minutes 20, 2 minutes 15. It is a tough position to play. I'm quite sure he cannot play the pawn endgame. He can go for the c pawn, but there's not much point doing that. He is in all sorts of bother here, unless he can make a break with a b3 move. And tactically, I don't think it's going to work. Then, well, it won't work immediately because of pawn takes rook check and king c4. But it might work after rook a5 check, but even then I have my doubts. So the idea would be to play b3, pawn takes pawn, rook b5, if you could. But I think Carlsen should be able to win that. So we still haven't got a result with McShane. We have had another check though. No, we haven't had a check there yet. We have had a check here. And McShane, surely he won't play king f7. There's just no percentage at all in allowing king f3. Threatening queen e6 check, surely not. Can he then play queen c4? Oh, gee. No, they're repeating moves. Fair enough too. These two players have agreed to draw. Rook check, king across, rook check, king across, rook g6 check, and I think that was it. Yep. So that game ends a draw. Good tough fight between the two players. Because of the great Aroni Morozovic game, I probably didn't give it as much attention as it deserves. We have had another move from Radjabov, a rook check on a5. This king will go back to e6. We will be crossing to a press conference quite soon. We'll stay with the Carlsen game, but we will go to the press conference as soon as we can. So then we'll see if Carlsen can finish off Radjabov. It's been impeccable technique so far. Just to make something of that position, he's played King E6. What can Black do? It is Rook check, King F5, G4 check doesn't work. Rook C5, King F5 if you want, and no, Rook C5 maybe. No, you do then have a couple of rook checks if you want. Rook G3 check and Rook G4 check if you wish. But I think Rook C5 might be the only move. Radjabov is down to 14 seconds. He absolutely has to move. What's he going to play? What has he played? He played King E4. But that isn't working. King E4, Rook G4 check. So we're about to go to the press conference. But I'll go stay with this for a moment. Presumably, Rook G4 check is coming. There's no doubt about that. Carlsen has got to not rush this too much. But Rook G4 was played. Seconds to go for Radjabov. He's got his half-minute bonus, but he needs to find another good move. He's played King F3. There will be a Rook F4 check. There's no tricky D2 moves, unfortunately. But Rook F4 check, Rook F1, and Rook round the back. That should be a technically winning endgame. And then we will be going to the McShane-Tomaszewski press conference, and really quite an eventful game. Should be worth a look. So Carlsen is still having a bit of a think. Radjabov has got his 35 seconds left to 55 minutes for Carlsen, but well, there's no big choice. I think E4 check is simply not fast enough. It'd be nice if it worked, but it's not good enough. So King takes Rook E3, King F3, gets back in time. So he played Rook F4 check, and the King will go to E3, and Rook F1 will be played. And then Rook E1 check, Rook E2, E4, E3, and so on. Those pawns will queen themselves. Two connected pawns with a rook in front of them should be able to come forward almost by themselves. And if you really want, you can pick up B2 and G2 on the way, but you probably don't need to. So King E3 played. Still Tomaszewski and McShane haven't got to the press centre yet, but they have left the playing hall, so we will be with them pretty soon. So Rook F1 was played. Carlsen is putting all the pressure on his opponent. One more move for Radjabov. What's he played? He's got enough time. Rook F1, still no move. Radjabov played his last couple of moves pretty quickly, but there's no obvious move here. Rook C5 perhaps might be the best bet. It's not very hopeful though. So one more move and the time control will be reached. So Radjabov does not look like a happy man. He's very calm. He's got his head, cheeks covered by each hand, just concentrating, not looking at the clock. The clock's pretty irrelevant. I think he's seen that those pawns are moving up the board. He's got 12 seconds left, 10 seconds left. He has to make a move. He has to actually look at the clock. He's just looked at the clock. He's going to move in time. He's resigned.